Welcome everybody back to PoolieMagTV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. So today's video is the match reaction from the Tottenham Newcastle game last night. Obviously the match ended late. I stopped up to watch the cup draw. I'm up for 6 o'clock for work. So this is the first time I've had a chance to go and do a video on the match itself last night. Really impressed. Really impressed by Newcastle. We made some changes, but the changes come in and they did a job. We have got some good depth in our squad. It could be better. Don't get me wrong, it's not an Arsenal, it's not a Man City, but it's a lot stronger than what it was last season. And I'm really pleased with that performance. I thought that was probably our best performance of the season, if I'm honest. I know we beat Benfica and obviously we battered Bradford, but I don't really count that Bradford game. But this match, going into it against Tottenham, who have been the best away team in England, well, especially in the Premier League, I was like, whoa, I thought this could be a tough game, but I thought we handled it really well. I thought we were composed throughout. I thought we were just a different level. Certain players certainly were a different level. Now, I'm going to go through each player and explain their performance and the scores I'm going to give them. It's not like Craig Oakes Merit Stars. I'm going to go through every player. I'm going to give every player a rating. Well, I thought this was our best performance of the season. I thought it was composed. I thought we were level ahead of Tottenham. Yes, they've got a lot of injuries and yes, they've made a lot of changes, but we've got injuries and we made changes too. And I thought, on the whole, yes, obviously they created chances. They're a good team. But Ramsdale was great, I thought. And Tonali, we get on to Tonali in a bit. He's just different level. And I thought this was the best performance, and I thought it was a great performance. And it's our third home win in 8 days in 3 different competitions. That's got to breed a lot of confidence. That has to breed some confidence going into the West Ham game on Sunday now. It's 2 o'clock kick-off. We've got plenty of time to rest. I know we've got to travel to London, but we've got plenty of time to rest. And I thought that was as cool, as composed as it's going to get against a really good team at home. We've got Fulham in the next round, which is a great opportunity to get to another semi-final. Eddie Howe's record in this trophy for us is absolutely phenomenal. And if it wasn't for a Kieran Trippier miss kick, you never know. We could have probably been in 3 finals in 3 years. And hopefully we can get to 3 finals in 4 years. But we certainly see Wembley on the horizon, but we can't look past Fulham. Fulham will come at us. Fulham will want that win. It'll be in the middle of about, well, it's December, isn't it? So there's about 48 games in December, isn't there? So there's going to be a lot of rotation. There's going to be a lot of chop and changing, but I honestly think we'll pick another strong side. But anyway, I'm going to get into the match scores. Obviously, I want to start with the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. The only appearances this season he's made have been in the Carabao Cup. And I thought he was different gravy yesterday. I thought he commanded his box well. The 2 saves that he made from Ismaila Sarr, he's the one who did Liverpool over. That's why he's still on my mind, because I can't stand Liverpool. But no, Pape Sarr, great save and all. I could have got Tottenham right back into the game. Composed save. And then another one against Richarlison. But his distribution. I know Pope's throw for Harvey Barnes against Benfica, but that was a Hail Mary, wasn't it? On the whole, Nick Pope's distribution ain't great, is it? Aaron Ramsdale's a different level of goalkeeper, I believe, distribution-wise, to Nick Pope. And I honestly think if it wasn't for Aaron Ramsdale coming in, we wouldn't be seeing the Nick Pope we're seeing at the minute. He has competition now. He has somebody who can be a number one, somebody who has been a number one. So I think Aaron Ramsdale, really good performance. He's going to be knocking on the door if he keeps making performances like that in cups. He has to be, because this wasn't against, Bradford. This is against Tottenham. So I give Aaron Ramsdale an 8.5 out of 10. He didn't make 25 saves, but what he did have to do, he did really well. Moving on now onto the right back, Emil Kraft. Now Crafty comes in, out the cold. I know Chris from Evermore said it's like Sylvester Stallone in Demolition Man getting thawed out. It is. I haven't seen Kraft play a football match for a very long time. But he come in and he did a job, and he was more attacking than I thought he would be. He was more progressive than I thought he would be. Did a job in defence. He made a couple of really good tackles at the right time. And that's what you need from Kraft. And I was watching him thinking, what a solid performance. Is he going to be here next season? Maybe he's not. Maybe I think he's good enough to be really at the high end of the Championship, or probably he's bottom end of the Premier League, starting week in, week out. I think he's good cover, but is that way? If that's all he wants, then keep him. But if he wants to progress his career, I don't know how old Kraft is, if I'm honest. Is he about 30, 31 now? He might just want to see out his years at Newcastle as a big part player. And he's a reliable, dependable big part player. These are the type of players you need. These are the type of players that you need to come in when they haven't played for 5, 6, 7, 8 matches, and they can come in and just do a job. Yes, he's not as good as Livramento, and he's not as good as Trippier, but he did a job. And for me, he played well, 7.5. Coming on to the left back now, Dan Burn. By far his best match as a left back for me. I thought he was really, really, really good. I thought he was all over the place in a good way. I thought he put his foot in when he needed to. His heading was great. His attacking was the best I've seen. Some of the crosses he was knocking in were very good. It was a threat it was a threat from the long ball, threat from long throws. By far his best game as a left back I've seen for Newcastle, especially this season. So Dan Burn played really well. Still long term future. If Dan Burn keeps getting his game at left back like he did the other year, I don't think that will be the case. I think Lewis Hall will get trickled in. He won't start at West Ham, but I think he'll come on, get the minutes, and I think in the 2 or 3 matches after that, I think Lewis Hall will be. But I'm not doing the 2 or 3 matches after that. I'm doing what happened yesterday, and Dan Burn was really, really good. I give Dan Burn 7.5 out of 10. Coming on to Fabian Schär now at centre back. Fabi come in. He's got his grey hair. He's looking slick. He's a smooth MFer, isn't he? He really is. He's a smooth MFer. And he come in and he scored the goal. He looked like he hadn't missed a beat. And for this, let's remember, guys, this was £3 million. This bloke was £3 million and couldn't get a kick under Cabbagehead. He could not get a kick under War Steve Cabbagehead. Could he? He couldn't. How shocking is that? Eddie Howe's come in and he's been his most trusted centre-back. He really has. He started playing Schär before he even signed Ben. So there we go. Fabian Schär come in and he is a quality defender. He can't do it week in, week out now. But for games, if he's rested, he's fully fit, bringing him in, what an option to have. What an option to have. Great play, great performance, I thought, from Fabian Schär. Well done, 8 out of 10. And now we come on to what I would like to call a true Rolls Royce of a defender. Malik Chow. How this guy hasn't got a cap for Germany is absolutely beyond me. I know Botman doesn't get his game as a Dick Van Dijk, but you know who's ahead of Malik Chow for Germany? Who? I don't know. I don't watch the German national team, but surely they can't be better than this guy. How we got AC Milan to accept 35 million for him, and our AC Milan fans were actually happy, some of them, to see him go. He had a rick in him apparently. Well, if I haven't seen anything from Malik Chow to suggest he's got a rick in him or anything like that, he is absolutely phenomenal. What a defender! Just glides with the ball. He's great in the air. He puts a good foot in. He can travel with the ball and all. He can come out. He's good at going forward for a centre-back. He's got pace. I don't see a weakness. He was a little bit rash with a tackle yesterday. That's about the only thing I've seen him do wrong in a Newcastle shirt. Apart from when he first come on in the Liverpool game. But you've got to give him a little bit of leeway for that. He looked a little bit out of but since then, wow. This guy, signing of the summer for me, and he gets an 8.5 out of 10. Anyway, he gets a 9 out of 10 for me. I thought Chow was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to go on to now the right winger in Anthony Elanga. Oh no, sorry, not right winger. I've completely missed the midfield out. I do apologise. So we're going on to Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey come on, and I thought he was good. I thought he was okay first half. I thought from second half till he went off, he was really, really good. Showed a lot more composure, was better on the ball, really travelled with the ball well, linked up well. I thought he was a little bit anonymous in the first half, but the second half I thought he played, until he went off, I thought he played really well. And there's a lot more to come from Jacob Ramsey. I've done a video on him, how he should be starting. And I do believe he should start. I really do. But I thought he'd come on today, started today and played really well. Not his most effective game he's ever going to have in Newcastle shirt, but it's really good minutes for him to get. And I honestly believe that second half performance is how he's going to continue on. So I'm going to give Jacob Ramsey a 7.5 out of 10. Now Flash with a good performance. Then we come on to Joe Willock. Now Joe Willock is probably his best performance in a Newcastle shirt in a couple of years, to be fair. But he still annoys me, Joe Willock. You're just wanting more from him because you know he can give you more. You know Joe Willock can give you more, and this is why it annoys you. But he got an assist. It was a really, really good crossing for Voltemade, so you can't fault that. It was a very, very good crossing for Voltemade's header, and he ran. He looked like he had a bit of pace again. He ran with the ball a little bit. He put a shift in. So probably the most interested I've seen Joe Willock in a very, very long time. So for that, he gets a 7.8 out of 10 for the assist, or it would have been a 7.5. Well done, Joe Willock. Well done. And then we come on to the maestro, the Italian maestro, Sandro Tonali. Wow. There's no superlative in the world that can describe this guy. There's not enough for them. He is just wonderful. He's an amazing footballer. He's got two hearts. He's got two sets of lungs. Where he was running, and Xavi Simons is like, nah, don't want now to do with you, mush. You know, he just absolutely just blitzes past him. And he's like a marathon man. The more it goes, the stronger he gets. The longer it goes, the stronger he gets. Starts off tentative and then he just builds and builds and builds. It's like a good movie. Starts off slow and then he just builds and builds and builds up. And by the end, you think he could do another 90 minutes when everybody else is knackered. He's different level to anything I've ever seen in the Newcastle shirt. And I've seen some quality players in the 30 years I've been a fan. I've seen some unbelievable players. I've seen some shite and all. But I've seen some unbelievable players. And he's above all for me. He is, especially in the midfield. You can't really compare strikers to midfielders. But in midfield, I've never seen anybody as good as Sandro Tonali. Just a different level. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Well done, Sandro. I hope we tie him down to a new contract because we need to, because he's just different level. Now we come on to Anthony Elanga on the right wing. Elanga is shot of confidence at the minute. It's plain to see. He's trying. He is trying. He puts a shift in off the ball. On the ball, though, he has no confidence. On the ball, we're expecting him now to beat people. Expecting him to be a ball traveller. He's never played like that. He's always been long ball, run onto it. He's never really had to run with it. And that's what we're expecting him to do, and it's going to take a while for him to adjust. Really is. But the fact that he doesn't go missing in games, you don't see him go missing. He will get the ball. He'll try and do something. Pardon me. He will try and do something. And he's struggling at the minute. But there's a player in there. He's not struggling in shite. He's just struggling. There is a player in there. All could have been so different if he hadn't have missed that first chance against Villa in the first 3 minutes of his debut. These are the small margins we're playing with here, isn't it? My dad messaged that yesterday and it stuck with me, and he was right. That is the small margins we're playing with in the Premier League. It sure is. But there's a player in there somewhere, and I hope and pray we drag it out of him. But he's got to get a 7 just for effort yesterday. I thought his work rate, you can't knock his work rate. He does try, so there's a 7. Harvey Barnes also gets a 7. Barnes, for me, worked hard yesterday. Should have got 2. Should have at least got the first one. I know the second one hit the bar and it was hard. Malik Chow should have went for goal and he didn't. He tried to head it down and he did a scissor kick type move, Harvey Barnes did, and it hit off the bar, which was very unlucky. But the first one, great move by the way, lovely from Voltemade, slight bit of feet, you know, that's what Big Nick Energy does. And then Barnes, instead of going to the outside, he goes to the inside post and misses. Barnes gets a 7. Now Flash didn't do much wrong, to be fair. Tried his heart out. Well done. Well done. Big Nick Energy. Looked a bit tired at times. Still some great flashes of skill. He's not going to be able to do it every match, but he gets another goal. And I thought on the whole, he played well. He did play well. You can't say he played bad because he didn't play bad. So yeah, there's not much to say about Nick and Big Nick. There was nothing. There was that flash of brilliance to set up Barnes and the goal and a couple of little touches here and there. It wasn't shot after shot after shot, but he did do some good things. Which he does. Gets a 7.5 for me. Now the substitutes, Joe Linton, come on. I thought Joe Linton come on and played well. To be fair, I thought I didn't have down to disagree with Joe Linton coming on. I thought Joe Linton coming on was the right choice at the right time, and I thought he played well. He gets a 7. Now Flash wasn't on really that long to properly dictate the game, but yeah, can't fault Joe Linton. Gets a 7. Trippier come on, you know, he's a lot more forward thinking than Kraft, and for 15-20 minutes he can manage a game and he can do. Pardon me. He can do really well, can't he? You know, he does manage the game. He's got progressive passes. He's got a good cross. Lord Trippier come on. He looked well. He looked good. He looked fresh. Can't fault his performance at all. Another 7. Then we go on to Big Willisula. Big Willisula comes on. And I thought, yeah, he's got energy, hasn't he? He's very erratic. He's like, whoa, he's like somebody's pulling his strings. He's a puppet sometimes. But he confuses people. He didn't have loads. I think he had about 20 minutes to impact the game. Didn't really impact the game, but he didn't have a bad game either. He had a couple of good passes. Tried to have a couple of shots and that. It wasn't great, but it wasn't poor either. About a 6.5 from Willisula. Bruno come on, adds a little bit of class. It ups Tonali's game. Tonali went up to an even different level when Bruno come on, if that's even possible. And Bruno gets a 7.5 because he come on and he looked well. He did. He just oozes class, doesn't he? Gordon, I can't really give a rating. He was only on for a couple of minutes. But it was nice to see him get on the pitch. And a very, very good win from Newcastle United. A very, very good win against a very good team. One of the best away, the best away team in England, in the Premier League at the minute. So, anyway, there's the ratings. I rate that match out of significance an 8 out of 10 win. Because I think going into the West Ham game, off the back of 3 home wins in 3 different competitions, we've got to be sailing now, haven't we? That confidence has got to be soaring. Sorry, not sailing. It's got to be soaring. I'm tired. Bear with me, guys. But yes, Eddie Howe, again, can't knock him in the Carabao Cup. Wasn't his fault we went out 2 seasons ago. You know, we got the final twice and we into another quarter final. Got Fulham next in the Carabao Cup. Got West Ham coming up in a couple of games. Another hard Marseille, Man City away. So, yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride, guys, but I'm here for it all. So, thank you for listening. If you made it to the end, hit like and hit subscribe. I can't imagine many people making it to the 19-minute mark when this video is about to end. But if you have, thank you very much. And if you haven't, well, I have. Anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below and share the channel. As I always say, keep it black and white and keep it PoolieMagTV. Over and out.